Flosstube. Welcome to my channel. I'm Kim Chamberlain, the Canal Town Stitcher, and I am so excited to be coming to you today on Mother's Day. It was a really nice day so far. It's been really great. My husband currently is cooking dinner and my kids are watching a movie, and so I thought I would just take this time to get you guys all caught up on my stitchy life this week. So today is Sunday, May 9th. For those of you that celebrate Mother's Day, I hope that you had a great Mother's Day. If you're a mom, sister, aunt, grandma, great-grandma, happy Mother's Day to all of you. And I hope that you got some stitchy time in today. I know I did. I started my day with stitching and I'll probably end it with stitching. I have some exciting news to share with you. And I have some haul, and I have my whips for the week, and I don't have any finishes, but that's okay. I felt like I might have one. I'm really close to one, but it'll probably be done at least by the end of May. I have my whip go projects, and I have my Maynia projects, my Maynia starts. So let's get started. So I am going to start with it's not a great new thing, but it's a positive thing. So I started designing cross stitch patterns, and I've been tinkering with design. I designed a project for my dad back in November, December of the Ellison house, which is our ancestors' home. It is in New York State, and it was used during the Revolutionary War. It's called Knox Headquarters. And so I designed that, stitched it, and gave that to my dad for Christmas. And in the past, I've designed little bits of things here and there, but nothing like really significant. And then on Friday night, I had an idea, and I had been looking at Etsy, and White House Stitchery had this really beautiful chart, and you can check it out. It's a really pretty, like Let Freedom Ring chart or something along those lines. It has sort of an American flag on it. Not really an American flag, which is why I didn't purchase it. But it was gorgeous, and I had seen it on Instagram, so I was like, oh, this is really a cute chart, which led me to her Etsy shop, which she has some really cute charts. So if you haven't been to White House Stitchery, you should go there and check them out. So anyway, I was like, you know, I think I could design something like this myself. Like, not her design, but like something along those lines. And so I pulled out my iPad, and you can actually use, it's called stitchfiddle.com, and it is free, and you can use it to design cross stitch. And I had used that program to design my dad's house, the Knox Headquarters, back in November, December. And so I sat down, and in 2.5 hours I had completely designed my own Quaker chart. I'm so excited about it. It's so beautiful. My children are in disbelief that I designed it, as I was too, because like in 2.5 hours I worked out a basically it's a 100 by 100 stitch Quaker project. And so then I started stitching it right away. So it's one of my new starts, so I'm going to show it to you. And you guys are going to be the first to see it. You and Instagram. Follow me on Instagram if you want to. I am kimberly.chamberlain.14. And if you follow me on Instagram, you're going to get to see pictures of it too. As I stitch it, you'll get to see it until finally, when the final chart is stitched, then I think I'll have it ready for, I'm hoping, for sale. Like I told my husband, I was like, oh my goodness, like I could sell some of these and then I could pay for all my stitchy stuff, and that would be super cool. But then yesterday I had another idea for a chart and I started that one too, and that one is coming out so good. I'm so excited about it. So I think I'm gonna have 2 new charts by the end of May, and I have ideas for 3 or 4 more. So be on the lookout for the Canal Town Stitcher. I have to figure out, you know, like stuff, you know, legal stuff and things like that, you know, like copyright, and I have to figure out, you know, what I want my name to be called. I would love to keep the Canal Town Stitcher, but obviously I don't know if that's a business name for anybody else, so certainly don't want to, you know, take on a name that somebody else is already using. But I'm super excited about it, and you guys are the first to hear about it, besides my family and close friends who have seen the chart and who completely support me, and I feel so blessed that I was able to do it. So you'll be seeing that during my whips today, so during my new starts, so that's very exciting. So with that all said, all that excitement and the happy Mother's Day and everything else, I think that we should get started, don't you? So like I said, I don't have any finishes this week, but that's okay because I worked really hard on everything else. So let's get started. I have my little notebook here. So I started Santa's Sampler on the 2nd. I showed that to you. On Monday the 3rd, I started the Countdown to Christmas. It is by Cottage Needleworks, and I believe it's in this one. Bear with me while I open it. Okay. So I am doing this on the called for antique lamb's wool. 32 counts. So here is, let me take it out so you don't have the glare of my little light on it. But there it is. There is the Countdown to Christmas. I started this on Monday the 3rd. And this is where I am. Again, it is on 32 count antique lamb's wool. And I have the whole top in, and then some of the snowflakes in the top. I felt like this was a really good start for this one. So I will be looking forward to getting back to this. Then on Tuesday the 4th, I could have stitched on Ryan's Star Wars characters. Oh, remember from last week, episode number 5, I said I didn't like stitching Chewbacca that much. So he didn't get much love this week, but that's okay, because I'm going to work on them this week and try to see if I can knock out a couple of different characters. But instead, I worked on this little piece, this little freebie by the Tiny Modernist. It's on her website, www.tinymodernist.com. And it is this little happy 4th of July chart. And I am stitching this on a 36 count American froth linen that I got from Hobby House Needleworks in their little freebie, or not freebie, oh my goodness, Kim. Let's not be like last week. In their little, they have a little bin that has a lot of scrap fabrics in it. And you never know what you're going to find in there. So I found this. I am not stitching this with any of the called for colors, nor am I stitching it on the called for Ada either. Like I said, this is 36 count. So I will share with you what I'm doing. So here it this is almost done. I just have July, 3 more fireworks, and then the banner at the bottom to do. But I don't like this firework because it looks like a huge spider to me, so I'm going to tear this out. And I'm actually going to redo that. I think I'm going to use full crosses. I am doing this 1 strand over 2. And for the blue, I'm using 311. And for the red, I'm using 321. Both DMCs. So that's all that was called for was red and blue. So I just chose 2 that I really liked. And so 311 and 321 are the 2 colors. And it is on standard froth linen. So this, I think, will definitely be done by the end of the week. This is a really easy stitch. And so my goal is to definitely have that done. And I'm not sure, I might turn that into an ornament of some sort. Okay, so then I did not start anything on Wednesday night. I was supposed to, but instead I worked on one of my previous pieces, which is Hello Pumpkin by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I want to continue to work on this every week because I think it's important. So on Wednesday, I worked on this guy and I got some more of these motifs done. So on Wednesday, I did this one here, and I started working on this here. So I plan to work on this every week, even during Maynia. I would really like to get the rest of this tree up top done by probably the end of the month. There's an owl in here and there's a big pumpkin up here. So I would really like to get those done within the next week or 2. But this is Hello Pumpkin. I don't have a cover photo for this one because this one was a PDF file and I didn't print it. So I apologize. You guys just get to see what it's going to be like when it's done, I guess. So that's what I worked on Wednesday. And then Thursday's start, I had already started the week before. So instead, I worked on Kittie from the Advent Animals. And she was supposed to be a start that I did on Sunday, but because my mother-in-law was in the hospital, I didn't get to start her. So I started her on Thursday and worked on her. So she's going to look like this. This is from Brooks Books Publishing. They're free. And they're an advent calendar. So you can stitch them all together or you can stitch them separately. I chose to stitch mine separately. And I'm actually going to use like command hooks on my wall, and so that my son can just take one down every day up until Christmas. And this is how far I got. So I did this a little different. This is on 32 count lamb's wool Jobelin. And I did full crosses for the border instead of the back stitch. I just wanted it to look a little bit more, just a little bit more complete around the edge. I wanted to see the white and the red. And then I got some of the snow in on the bottom. So this is what I did on Thursday. And I was hoping to start Peter Polar Bear this weekend, but I did not get to him because I was so excited about what I did on Friday. So on Friday, I got home from work. I was like thinking about, like I said, thinking about what I could like create myself. And so I sat down, created this chart. I'm super duper proud of it. and it's coming out so good right now, and you guys are gonna get to see the first page. So it printed out of stitchfiddle.com on 6 pages. I'm actually looking into cross-stitch pattern software right now, so if you are a designer and you use a certain software, I have a MacBook, so I would, not a MacBook, I have a Mac, I can't remember what it's called, my son would know. Anyways, it's a Mac, and it's not a Macintosh, it's a Mac computer. So I need software that's compatible with Macs, not compatible with PCs. So I'm actually looking into that software right now. I'm finding with the Stitch Fiddle pattern, it's fine, it's great. But I would like it to be a little bit, like, it doesn't do like the shadows over each page, and I don't know, we'll see. Right now, both of my 2 first charts are on this, so we'll have to see what happens going forward as I do more stitching. But this is page 1. You're gonna get to see the first page of what I have done. One motif is not completed yet because that's on page 2 actually. So yeah, so here it is. This is on 14 count gray, just simply gray Ada, or I got it from everythingcrossstitch.com last year, so I really don't know exactly the color shade, but it is gray. And here it is. This has been so much fun to stitch, knowing that I designed this myself. Oh, I can't wait till you guys can see it all done. It is, like, I'm just so proud of it. So this motif right here will be done by the next time that we talk, and then hopefully I'll have page 2 done, which is down here. And we'll go from there. Let me know in the comments if you think that you know of a software that works for Macs. I'm looking at one right now. It's called Mac Stitch. But I'm not really sure. I don't really want to pay for software until I really know like what it's gonna be like. But I do want you to have, like, when I sell these, I do want to be able to do PDF files as well as a printed version of the chart. I'm also stitching this on a 14 count Ada when I wouldn't normally stitch on 14 count, but I wanted it to be on, I wanted the model to be on something that people can have access to, like all their access to, and it's charted in just 3 colors of DMC, which is B5200, 321, and 311. So they're all 3 DMC colors, and I wanted it to be that way so that people would be able to have easy access to it and be able to stitch it. So I think that the motifs are really easy to stitch. There's not any half stitches or anything like that. It's just straight cross stitch. And so, you know, my whole idea behind that was just to make sure that everybody felt like they could have access to this chart and not feel like it was too overwhelming. So here's again another sneak peek. Oh, I can't wait till you guys can see the whole thing. But this is what I worked on Friday and some of the day yesterday as well. So then this morning for Mother's Day, I started a piece that I had been wanting to start as soon as I got it, and it is coming along so well. I'm so excited. Again, a very easy stitch. This is from Cottage Garden Samplings, It's called First Signs of Spring. So this came in my Crazy Annie Stitching subscription. So here he is, this beautiful robin. I'm stitching this in all of the called for colors, including the 2 Gentle Art sampler threads that are called for. I'm not stitching this on the called for linen, which is 40 count ancient linen by Picture This Plus. I'm actually stitching this on limestone 32 count. I believe it's by Zweigert. It's a Lugana, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. And here I am. So I have almost the whole outline of the basket done. And it is so pretty on this fabric. I'm so excited about it. I cannot wait to get more of this done. I'm going to be working on this later tonight, so there'll be more. I'll post a picture of this on Instagram when I am done stitching on it today, because I probably won't come back to it until after this week. So I love it. It's coming out so well. Oh. Gives me the chills. It's so cool. I love it so much. All right, so those were my whips for the week. Yay! Okay, so now let's talk about next week and plans for next week. I did not work on my Whip Go projects this week. I slap on my hand. So Whip Go is like a bingo that you play with some of your older whips that you've had sitting in your bin for a while that you don't work on all the time, but you still want to get work on it. So what happens is Jessie Marie Does Stuff on Facebook will draw 2 numbers a month. And basically, I'll show you my chart. Basically, you create a chart with numbers 1 through 25 on it. And then you fill in the numbers. So number 13 is a free space, just like in bingo. So you fill in the numbers with your projects, however you want to do it. Doesn't matter. And then every month, Jessie pulls 2 numbers out of, I don't know if she pulls them from a hat or does a random drawing or whatever. Anyways, it's 2 numbers and they get called. So the first, I didn't start Whip Go until April. Actually, May. May was my first start. I created my chart in April, but I didn't start Whip Go until May, if that makes sense. So the numbers that had already been called were number 3, number 6, number 10, number 18, number 20, number 21, sorry, number 21, and number 24. So for the month of May, she pulled number 19 and number 22. And last week, I worked 2 hours. So my Whip Go goal is all about hours of stitching on it. Not necessarily am I going to finish it or how many stitches I'm going to get into it, but hours to me are easier to track. So I track them by hours. So I worked for 2 hours on it last week on the Patriotic Picnic. I showed that in episode number 5. So I have not worked on that since, so I don't have any progress to show on that. And then number 19 for me is It's the Most Wonderful Feast of the Year by Sue Hillis Designs, and I think I'm going to restart that chart. I don't think, I actually know I am. So I will be showing that next week likely because I'm gonna count it as a new start. I really only had just 1 word in it, and that was it's. So I don't feel bad about calling that a new start because I'm actually changing up all of the fabric and changing it so that for 1, I don't think I have enough room on the fabric that I was stitching it on, and 2, I'm not liking how flimsy the linen is that I'm working on. I think I want it to be a little stiffer. So I do have some linen that I purchased yesterday that I might stitch it on. So that is where my whip go plans are. So basically, when you get a whip go, that would be like a bingo, like you get it across, down, or whatever. You get to choose what you want to do. So for my goal, some people do a new start when they get a whip go. Some people buy themselves fancy floss. I'm going to buy fabric. I've already decided. I'm going to buy a fat quarter of something whenever I get a bingo. So that's my plan. And because I started so late, the ones that I have, that I didn't have done, I have 5 hours of stitching. I actually have met that goal, so I can actually cross that out. I have a finish, FFO, and freebie start. So I've already done 21, 24. So let me cross these out right now while I'm like sitting here thinking about it. So I've done 21, 24. I've done 5 hours of stitching, so I can cross that out. I'm going to have a finish probably this week, so I'll be able to cross those out, cross off my free space. Yeah, so I think that, so now that I've crossed out some X's here, let me get that light so that I'm on my way to maybe getting a whip go this year, hopefully, and then I can buy some fabric. All right, so let's talk. Oh, I closed my book and I was going to talk about plans. Okay, so for this week's starts, I spent 2 hours last night kitting up the following projects. So I kitted up Peace on Earth by Cottage Garden Samplings. I showed this the last time. This is on going to be on, oh, this is tomorrow night's start. Okay, so this is Peace on Earth. I love this. For those of you that don't know, I love cardinals. I've mentioned that in like 3 or 4 of my other videos. My mother passed away, sadly, in 2009, and a cardinal reminds me of her. And I actually saw a cardinal 3 times this week in 3 different places, so I know my mom was close by because of Mother's Day, or at least that's my hope and it brings me peace to think that way. So this is Monday night. I have this all kitted with the called for DMCs, and I am stitching this on a piece of Smoky Pearl 32 count Belfast linen by Witchelt. So I'm going to stitch it on this nice beautiful piece. It's like a grayish blue. It's so pretty. So that is Peace on Earth. So that'll be tomorrow night, hopefully, as long as nothing goes wrong. Oh, good Lord. So many things, so many things. We're coming close to the end of the school year, though. My students are getting a little antsy to be outside, and it's been raining all week. And we just got new carpets in my building like 2 years ago. The year before the pandemic, actually. And I'm not willing to have them track in like loads of mud, so we do indoor recess when it's raining. I have a bunch of little boys that really need to get outside and play. So this should be Monday. And then I kitted up this guy, which is so cute. It's from Twin Peak Primitives. It's free on their website. It's called Mouse of the House. Mouse of the House. Just pull everything out with it because it's all coming out. And this is in DMCs. So I have it all with its regular DMCs. So here it is. This is Mouse of the House. You can get this if you go to the Twin Peak Primitives website and go to their freebie charts. I have 2 actually that I'm gonna work on from there. So this is Mouse of the House, and I'm gonna do this on a piece of 28 count toasted almond linen. So it's gonna go on this guy. This was 9 by 13. I purchased this from 123 Stitch a while ago with no idea what I was going to use it for. I just really like the color. So I think this is going to be so cute with this little mousey here. It's going to fit perfect. So that is going to be a start this week. Tuesday, most likely. Most of the house. And then I also kitted up another Twin Peaks Primitives chart. It is called Hope. This is also another chart that you can find on the Twin Peaks Primitives website. It's a freebie. It's so cute. So this will be a start this week. I don't know what day. I'm gonna stitch this on 32 count blue azure in all the called for DMCs. So that is that one. By the way, I'm not showing all of the DMCs I purchased yesterday, but I was in Michael's and I had to purchase a ton of DMCs because I was doing all these charts and I didn't feel like going through my stash. And I've told you guys, like, one of these days I'll show you my Stitchy stash. I have a lot. In 1997, I decided I was going to buy one skein of every color of DMC because I was an avid stitcher and I really wanted to have one of every color. And I did that. And I still have a bunch of them. But I'm noticing that as I'm kitting things up, I'm just running out. Like the stuff that was in my bins, and my bins were stuffed full, are now like dispersed in all these project bags. So that is what's going on with that. So I kitted up those three, and then I have Peter, Polar Bear kitted up as well, so I can start him. He's Advent Calendar number 2. Oh, wrong folder. I have these green folders that I keep all these charts in, guys. So here is Peter Polar Bear. And he is going to get a start this week as well. Okay. So that's my plans for the week. We'll see how I hold myself accountable throughout the week to starting all those things. And then I have some new charts that I kitted up that I'm super excited about, but I just got those this week. So I guess we can go into haul. So haul time. And I got 2 patterns from Fat Quarter Shop, and I was at my local LNS yesterday. I didn't buy any patterns there though. You'd be proud of me. And I got some project bags. So let's just get into it. All right, so haul this week. First thing I want to show you is at my Michael's, they had this guy on clearance for $10. And because I have the Halloween Quaker, which I'm not going to start until June or July, I'm still trying to figure out fabric for that, I got this guy because I knew I was going to need a bigger something to hold that on because it's a big project, and I'm going to do it on 32 count, so my fabric is going to be large. The only problem is that I don't know how to use one of these. I was able to put it together because I'm pretty smart. Well, not really smart, but just logical, I guess. I guess you have to sew fabric onto it or something like that. I don't really know. Anyways, I plan to watch some tutorials to figure it out because that's what I do. If I don't know, I'm just like, whatever, I'll figure it out. So I will. So that guy was $10 on clearance, so I was pretty excited to get that. And then I ordered from Amazon these, you know, little project bags, these little see-through bags for my projects. I got the assorted size ones, and of course, you know, I ran out, so I still have these guys here, project bags, but it was a good start. I make my own project bags, but my sewing machine is downstairs, and we have to remodel that room before I can use it, so it's waiting down there, sadly, until I can get back down there to make more project bags. But I will be making more project bags coming up soon too. All right, so then from that quarter shop, I housed in this big, huge bag here. This is the biggest one that I got. I got in Flea Market Flowers by Lori Holt from the It's So Emma series. Anyways, I've seen so many people with this. I think there's a stitch along in June. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but I think that's what I heard. And so I plan to stitch this in all the called for DMCs. I went out yesterday, I purchased them all. They're all right here, ready to go. And I am doing this on the called for fabric because I've had this since July of last year, and I was like, what am I gonna do with this? 25 count Lugana in the color Barley, and then this chart came out, and I was like, oh, now I know what I'm gonna do with this. So, this is all ready to go. This is not going to be a May start. I don't know what my dog is flipping out about, but it will be a start, June or July. I also got from the Fat Quarter Shop the Stitchy Stars, which is also by Lori Holt. I love this. I don't know why. Maybe because it is red, white, and blue, and everything I'm doing right now is red, white, and blue. So, and I did get the thread pack with this. This is the first time I've ever ordered the thread pack. I probably won't do it again, and not because I had any problem with Fat Quarter Shop. Actually, if you want to do it this way because it's easier for you, then go for it. The reason why I won't is because Michaels and Joann Fabrics both offer a teacher discount for 15% off, and so I get my skeins of floss for 49 cents a piece, and this was like $4.99. So for convenience to have it shipped like right to your door, this works out perfect. But if you're willing to go into the store and you're a teacher, like I am, then, you know, take advantage of the discount and, you know, get your DMCs from there, because that's a great deal, 49 cents a piece. And when they're on sale at Joann Fabrics and you have your teacher discount, it's on all of your order. It's on everything, even on sale items. So just a heads up. All right. So then yesterday I went to my local needlework shop, which is Hobby House Needleworks. They are located about a half an hour away from me. I live in Palmyra, New York, and they are located in Pittsford, New York, if you're aware of those areas at all. And the owners are fantastic. And I know I say this every single week, and so I'm not going to. After this week, I'm gonna about it, because I feel like maybe I'm like overselling them or whatever. But I don't get paid a promotion or anything from them for saying the nice things that I'm about to say, but they are just, their service is phenomenal. Not to say that other needlework shops aren't, but this is my only needlework shop, so this is my experience. They have a great online business. They are fantastic people, and they opened their needlework shop in August of 2020 during the highest, most difficult time in New York for businesses. So I'm constantly like pushing people their way, because they really they are beating the odds right now. Anyways, they have a scrap bin, and I love their scrap bin because you can get all kinds of scrap fabrics for really inexpensive prices. And what I love about them is that they put these little cards in with all their scrap fabric to tell you exactly what you're getting in the exact size. So as you can see, the first one I'm going to show you is 18 Time Goes by Ada. It's a 10 by 14 piece, 10 by 14 inch piece, and it was only $6.50. And I am just now starting to stitch a little bit on 18 count again. I had stopped, but now that I'm stitching 1/1 on 18 count, I like it much better. When I was stitching 2/1 on 18 count, I hated it, and I thought I'm never going to stitch on 18 count again. And then I started a piece last week on 18 count, and I love it. So I did pick up this piece. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but this is what it looks like. So this is Time Goes by, Thyme, and it is Ada, 18 count. And like I said, a 10 by 14 inch piece is like perfect. So many pieces are this size, or you know, so I'm loving that. So that's my first piece. I also bought my 2 sampler garden threads, not sampler garden threads, sorry, my 2 Gentle Arts threads from there that I needed for my cottage garden samplings, first signs of spring. That's why I went in there actually. All right, so this is 32 count natural raw linen. It's a 15 by 15 inch piece, and it was $6.99. So this piece is a good sized piece for $7. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but like I said, I'll find something for it eventually down the road, right? All right, next I have a 32 count Lavender Lugana. This is a 13 by 10.5, and this was only $4.50. Look at this pretty purple color. I'm gonna do something Halloween on this, I decided. Because I don't stitch spring projects that much. I don't really like spring projects. Not that I don't like spring, I love spring, but for some reason I'm not into like spring motifs and stuff. So I'm gonna use that for something Halloween-y. I'm not sure what yet, but. And then the last piece I got is this piece of lamb's wool. It's 32 count lamb's wool by Holt. It's a 13 by 11 inch piece, and this was only $6, $5.99 actually. So look at this great piece, and it was only $6, $5.99. So it pays. If you're close to your local needlework shop and they cut and I mean, look, they serge everything. This is pressed and serged, and it is a scrap piece. Check it out. See, you know, maybe you can call Hobby House Needleworks and say, hey, I'm looking for a piece that's, you know, around this size. You know, do you have anything in your scrap bin? I'm positive that he would go and find it for you. I also picked up this Silver Standard by Charles Craft 18 count Ada in white for $2.50 at Walmart, and I'm gonna try my hand at dyeing this fabric. I don't have the Rit dye yet. I'm working on it, trying to decide how and when and what color. But this I know is gonna happen. I'm going to start dyeing fabric, I've decided. But that's not all I bought, okay? So, Stitching with the Housewives has a 20% off sale on their Etsy shop today, so you should get there. And I'm gonna show you on my iPad what I bought from them today. I bought 5 patterns from them. And I've been wanting these patterns, and they every now and then put a sale on, and I'm so excited every time that they do. All right, so let me go into my profile here and show you what I bought. Purchases. I'm stitching with the Housewives here. All right. Download files. So I purchased Gobble. So I purchased Gobble. I've been wanting this one for a while. So I got this one. And I'm sorry, the picture's probably terrible because it's on my iPad, but I purchased Honeybee. I feel like my light is like totally washing this out. There it is. I purchased Hello Fall because I love foxes. Love foxes. And I loved this one. I got Hello Spring, and I got this one because there's a chicken on it, and I love that it's not like all springy. So Hello Spring. Oh, I'm so sorry about my light. I got this one with the little rooster. I love it. And then the last one that I bought is Liberty Farm. I think I'm going to stitch this one like in July. So here's Liberty Farm. So those were my purchases today. But wait, that's not all. I purchased earlier in the week by Natalie Alex DIY on Etsy. Hang on, I'm trying to find a good picture for you. I hate it when they don't give you the cover picture. Pattern symbols. We'll just go right to the Etsy shop. So this guy. I fell in love with this. So beautiful. I just love those blues. I have no idea when I'm going to stitch this, but I knew I had to have it. So I purchased that. And then I did purchase a sampler that I didn't show the last time, but I told you guys about it. And I'm doing it with a floss conversion because I don't like the red in this pattern, but I loved the sampler. It's from Stitching Spell. And here's the sampler. And it is so incredible. I am so excited to stitch this. But instead of red, I'm going to stitch this with a rose peach color. I can't remember. It's like 3 something. Anyways, I'll show you the threads when I kit this up, because it's not kitted up yet. But I think it's going to be gorgeous with a peach and gray, or like a rosy peach and gray instead of this red. I just did not like the red really at all. So that I think is going to be a later in the month start. And then, of course, I ordered the Halloween Quaker by Lilas Studios. That I got for $15 as a PDF right from her Etsy shop. So I'm very excited about that, and I will be starting that sometime in June or July. So that was all my haul. Yay! So let's get on with the answer to my question. So I had asked you guys if you could tell me, and I'm doing this stitch for my husband for Father's Day, and I had asked you guys if you could tell me where this fold in the cheese, just folded in, came from. And I haven't had any comments on any of my videos. That's okay though. I'm still gonna do it. I'm still putting it out there. I know that if you want to watch and say hi to me, you can go ahead. Maybe people were intimidated by this, but I really just said you could guess whatever you wanted. Anyhow, so this is from Schitt's Creek. It is an episode where Moira and David are cooking a supposedly family recipe of enchiladas. And the directions say, fold in the cheese. And David says, well, how do you do that? And Moira's like, fold in the cheese. Just fold in the cheese. And he's like, what does that mean? And she's like, it means fold in the cheese. And he goes, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. And he has no idea, like, how to fold in the cheese. And it is so funny. Anyway, Schitt's Creek is one of my husband's favorite shows. And he loves it so much. And I found this chart by Stitchy Stitchery. And I'm stitching it for him for Father's Day. And so that's where this is from. So, question answered. So now I'm still going to give a giveaway away. And I still have this Ada here, this 14 count ivory that's going with it. It's a 12 by 18 inch piece of Ada and a Just Stitching magazine. And I actually have a different one this time. So this one is from June, July 2000. It's crazy, guys. This was only like $4 back then. Isn't that nuts? Anyways, it's Crazy for Cross Stitch. That's what it's from. Crazy for Cross Stitch magazine. And like I said, these, I have a ton of these. Thank you to my mother-in-law who had a subscription to this and gave them to me a while ago. I just have so many of these that there's no way I'm gonna stitch that, like anything in here. So here's one of the patterns in here. Santa's Workshop. That is so cute. What else is in here? Let's see here. Trying to find a page that doesn't have a chart on it. Here's one. Oops. That's a cute chart. Rejoice in all that you put your hand into. And let's see here. If you love dolphins, and here's another chart that's in here. Okay. So all you have to do to win is be 18 years old. Please. Be 18. And why don't we use the word June in our comment? Please don't say the word giveaway. Please don't say anything like that. I'll have to delete your comment if you do. But if you would like to just put the word June in, that's fine. Or if you want to write a fun sentence, that's fine. Whatever you would like to do. But you get both the Ada and this Crazy for Cross Stitch magazine in the giveaway. And if you win, I will have my Canal Town Stitcher email address in the description, and that's where you would send me your shipping information so that I can ship them out to you this, not this week, but the following week, because I'll do the drawing for next week and I'll announce it on next week's video. Okay? So that's the giveaway. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I hope that you all have a great week and that your Maynia starts are going well. I look forward to it. I watched Flosstube. Oh, I was going to tell you about a couple of Flosstubers that I have been watching that are new. And so let me just get there so that I can, and I'll link them in the description box if I remember to do so. I'm probably not gonna, I know I'm not gonna do any editing, but so let's see here. I am watching I watch excuse me, I watch Sammie Liz all the time. She's fantastic. I'm sorry. I love her. She lives in Montana. I watch Stitch Again Sam. She's only got 3 Flosstube videos out, but I love her. She has a great voice and she's wonderful to listen to. And so I do watch her. I've been watching Stitchy Fix. That is Victoria and Chris. I think they are in the Midwest somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where, but they're a mother-daughter duo and they're great to watch. Summer Rumsey, sorry. I watched her. Oh, Holly Jones. She's cute. I watched her video this week. She's new. Who else have I been watching? I think, oh, and Kiara Osborne. I actually love her so much. She is originally from New York City. I think she lived in Queens. I'm pretty sure that's where she said. And she moved to Arkansas this past year, but her oldest child goes to college in Rochester, which is like 45 minutes from my house. And so when she said that, it felt like we had a connection. And then she said that she was going to send her daughter into Hobby House Needleworks. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's where I go. That's where I shop. I love the gem stitchery. And her sister also has a Flosstube channel. I can't remember what the name of it is. But I think she has that linked in her description box, the gem stitchery. And I think that's it. So all of those people, I always go to Flosstube number 1 or Flosstube number 2 or Flosstube number 3 because I always want to watch the new people. And then I watch the same like regular people. So my very first Flosstubers that I ever watched were Priscilla and Chelsea of Stitching with the Housewives, and then I quickly got to the Joy-Filled Stitcher, Annie. She lives in Texas. I watch Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. I love Michelle G. Bendy Stitchy. She's one of my favorite people to watch while I'm stitching. I love listening to her. She's fantastic. She's so calm, and I love what she stitches. I watch her every week. So I watch a lot of regular people that have been on there for a while. Two Tall Stitchers, I watch them. So it's a wide variety of different people, but I like to support people that are new because I'm new and I want to support people that are also new at this. So thank you again for watching. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your Mother's Day and week, and I will see everyone next week. And I don't know what else to say. So have a great day.